just broke my arm and was curious if you have ever broken a bone. Pretty interesting and also slightly weird and concerning question, I must say. Have I broken a bone? Surprisingly, no. I've actually never broken a bone. I have, however, broken the bones of my enemies. And by, I guess technically I'm not joking. I've broken a few bones, not in a mean way, all right? Not in a mean way. I'll explain. They were accidental breakages. But I was known as the bone breaker at school. Well, not really, but in primary school, or I guess elementary school in America, we used to play football all the time. Well, at least I used to play football all the time. And every single day at lunch, I'd play some football or soccer. Yeah, I used to play football at school every single lunchtime. And I used to play football at somewhat of a pretty good, like, actual standards, you know. At a point, you know, I played for... I wouldn't say I played professionally, but, you know, I played for a professional team. And this was when I was really young. So it wasn't like I was on the payroll or anything. I was maybe 12, 13, 14. But I did used to play for, like, you know, these professional teams. And even before then, when I was in primary school, I still played football all the time. Like, most of my life was football back then. And I had a very hard kick on me. Not in terms of, like, just a roundhouse kick to the nose or anything, but, like, an actual just, like, a kick in terms of, like, I could shoot the ball incredibly hard. I've you know, not to toot my own horn, but I can get a pretty good connection to the ball. And the problem with this is that when you're in primary school and you can kick a ball like an adult, is that you do end up breaking some very fragile bones. We're still being followed. Of course, I was, year 5, year 6 at the time, so 9 or 10 or however old that was. And the people I was playing against were also 9 or 10. But the problem was I could kick the ball as hard as, you know, at least a 16, 17, 18-year-old, and absolutely hammer it. And also, because I played up front, I did a lot of hammering it and trying to, you know, whack one top bins, essentially. There were many, many times I think I know off the top of my head, but I've broken 4 sets of fingers, 1 hand, 2 arms, and 1 nose in my time of playing football. And I did get, I was warned that I wasn't allowed to kick the ball hard anymore because I was going around basically destroying the lives of my opponents. I mean, man, I take football seriously. What can I say? But no, all jokes aside, like, very accidental, you know, like, nothing intentional. Injuries happen when you're playing sports. It's just kind of a funny thing to look and reflect back on. No permanent damage was ever done. I know that all these people are doing just fine. And now, as for my own, like, injuries and stuff, I have sprained, and I mean, twisting doesn't really count. You know, twisting, you're out for maybe a day, a week, whatever. But I have sprained a few things. Some of which in football, I really messed up my nose once when trying to contest a header. I was playing, for some reason, this 30-year-old man was playing with us. Playing with us in football. Okay, playing with us in football. And yeah, I contested him for a header. Apparently, I must have got a lot of airtime on my jump because I collided my head with him. Smash, boom, on the ground, crying. And I was probably like, probably like 10, 11 at that time. That was very sad. I did get a McDonald's after, which was good news because, you know, I'd gone and got myself seriously hurt. You know, I'm surprised. I could have died that day. I've sprained my arm. I had a fight in football, actually. Not caused by me, by the way. I was walking away from this fight like the bigger man, and this kid essentially just ran into the back of me while I was walking away talking with one of my friends. Pushed me over straight onto the concrete, hit the arm, boom. It was a sprain, thankfully. Not a break, but I believe, sprains, from what I've heard, I can't say I've experienced a break, but from what I've heard, they can be just as painful. The most recent injury I had was a couple years ago, maybe just over 2 years ago, I think. And I was running, and man, I was doing lots of running at this time, but I made the mistake of running across some fields, essentially, rather than running on the road. And I have this thing with my feet where I walk on the outsides of my feet. Like, all my shoes are worn only, like, on the outsides, which is not a good thing. I have to get these special shoes to make sure I don't constantly go over my ankle and hurt myself. But, yeah, this one time I went over it really bad. I stuck my foot in a pothole. And, man, it makes me sick to even say this to this day. But there was like a very, very audible like pop and like crack or whatever hell it was when I did go over on it. And I was just there in the fields, like my head was spinning. I felt really sick. Like I was completely pale. It was crazy because my ankle, you know that weird little ball on your ankle? Maybe that is just the ankle. I'm not very good at science. It was the size of a tennis ball. It was ridiculous. I had never seen anything like it. And yeah, I got told it was just a sprain, thankfully, but I was out for walking for probably, I think I was able to walk after, I think I was able to like hobble and walk with support, like crutches, after maybe 2 weeks, but I don't think I was able to walk fully for another like 2 weeks after that, and I wasn't able to start running, jogging, or playing football again until maybe like another few weeks after that. So yeah, I feel like this has been a bit of a weird talk. I've been very all over the place. I've noticed as these like little mini episodes of us talking together have gone on, that I think I've stopped saying and like as much. So it's going to be pretty painful watching those first episodes back when I have to edit all of this. Oh god. Yeah, I haven't broken a bone. I've sprained a bone, but I have broken the bones of my enemies. That should be your final message from this. Don't mess with me, especially not in football, or I will break your bones. Probably not. I'm not as good at football as I used to be. We've got 2 more of these episodes left, and I've saved some pretty interesting questions for last, so if you've made it this far, definitely watch these next 2. Once those are over, I'm going to be back. There should be a video out for the 1 million special out on the main channel, and yeah, I don't know. My voice has started to hurt from talking so much, so yeah, see you in the next one. I'm sad this series is going to be coming to an end, but we still got a couple more episodes. Bye.